The warehouse echoed with the sound of flesh meeting fists. A man's scream tore through the silence as Jungkook, cold blood splattered, merciless, delivered a final blow to the traitor who dared double-cross his empire. Let this be a reminder to everyone, Jungkook growled, dark eyes glinting with fury, that no one with me and lives easy. His men stood sullenly behind him, too used to the bloodshed to even flinch. One of them cleared his throat. Boss, it's almost 1:30 a.m. That's when Jungkook froze. His eyes widened. His blood-stained hands paused mid-wipe on a towel. My wife. The entire mafia crew blinked as their terrifying boss suddenly looked like he'd seen a ghost. Jungkook tried to creep in through the side door, limping slightly. His white shirt was stained crimson, the top two buttons undone, hair a mess, bruises blooming along his jaw. He looked like a literal war survivor, but nothing terrified him more than you when you were mad. He was halfway into the hallway when he froze again, because there you were, standing in the middle of the hall. Wearing your bunny pajamas, hair tied back, holding a rolling pin, arms crossed, eyes blazing. Jungkook. He flinched, literally flinched. Baby, he tried with the softest voice he could muster, holding his hand up like a toddler caught stealing cookies. You said you'd be back by 10. You snapped, taking one threatened step forward. Now it's almost 2. You're bleeding again. Do I look stupid to you? No, my love. You look divine. You look like peace in human form. Don't even try to butter me up. He gulped. Okay. You promised no more late night torture sessions. Remember? It wasn't torture exactly. It was more like interrogation with flavor. You raised the rolling pin again. Jungkook panicked. Okay, I'm sorry. You narrow your eyes. He blinked, huh? You stepped closer, voice calm but deadly. Right here, you are not taking a single step into my house covered in someone else's blood. Jungkook immediately obeyed, unbuttoning his ruined shirt with trembling fingers. Looked like the world's most powerful criminal now being scolded by his kindergarten teacher. You reached out with a warm cloth, wiping the smudge of dried blood from his cheek, and said, honestly, what am I going to do with you? He leaned in like a puppy, eyes wide and soft. Love me, feed me cookies, drop my back later. You glared at him. He whispered, please. You groaned and turned, walking toward the bathroom. Get in the shower now. I'm making you soup, and don't forget to rub behind your ear this time. Jungkook gave the biggest grin of the night, muttering as he walked off. God, I love that woman. You were curled up on the bed, wrapped in a blanket, your face still a little stormy as the soft songs of the drama you weren't even watching played in the background. You had told him again and again not to go out on late night missions, and yet there he was, 2 hours late, covered in someone else's blood like it was cologne. The nerve, then the floor creaked. You didn't even have to look up. You felt his presence. Slowly cautious footsteps, you finally glanced up and nearly sobbed out loud. There he was, John Jungkook, feared mafia boss, the man who once made a trade, later begged for mercy. Wear your oversized pink bunny pajamas, the ones with floppy ears on the hoodie, the ones you wore when you were sick, the ones said were off limits. Started, he looked sheepish. I needed confirm, he mumbled. You narrow your eyes. Is that my pajama set? Technically, he said carefully. It's ours now. You were about to snap something back when he played it over, barefoot, hair damp and fluffy, and propped himself right next to you. Correction, on you, like a giant plingy koala. He tucked his head under your chin. Still mad at me? Yes. He nuzzled in your neck. Really? He picked up with the most un-Jungkook expression you'd ever seen. Even if I made that pouty face you secretly like, you are still in trouble, even if I kiss your nose. You held firm. That's manipulation. He kissed your nose anyway. You try to look unaffected. You fail miserably. Just you sick, rubbing his back softly. Why do you do this to yourself, Cook? You always come home hurt. He was quiet for a second, playing with the hem of your sleeve. Stand softly. Because when I'm out there, I have to be a monster. But when I'm with you, I get to feel like a person. Your anger slowly melted away. You pull him closer. He shook like he'd been holding in the weight of the world all night and now finally let it go in your arms. You whisper against his hair. You are always a person, Jungkook. You are just my person. There was a pause. Then his sleepy voice. Does that mean I can have cookies now? You laughed into his shoulder. Fine, but only if you promise to never wear my bunny pajamas again. But they smell like you, he pouted. Jungkook, okay, I'll steal your hoodie instead. The John state was silent save for the hum of expensive air conditioning and all the occasional shuffle of heavily armed men stationed around the halls. Inside the grand home office, Jungkook sat at the head of a dark oak table, dressed in all black silk and wearing the expression of a man who owned the underworld. His lieutenants sat around him, tense, quiet, waiting for orders. Kim's cartel tried to smuggle through Busan last night. One of them said, "We intercepted, but they are trusting you, boss." Jungkook didn't blink. He leaned back, twirling a knife between his fingers. His voice dropped. "Then I'll burn their dogs." Everyone stiff. Jungkook's jaw was tight, eyes sharp, oozing dangers. "And what about the Hong Kong shipment?" The door creaked open, every head turned, and in walked you, holding a small tray. Jungkook's cold, calculating expression instantly changed. He sat up straighter, eyes lighting up like a kid on Christmas morning. "Baby," he blurred, "with mafia briefing. Did you bring the thing?" You held up a little milk box, his favorite banana flavor, with the melange straw already popped in. The room was dead silent. Jungkook reached for it immediately, a soft smile spreading across his face as he poked the straw with all the concentration of a toddler at daycare. One of the lieutenants blinked, unsure whether they were hallucinating. You handed him the banana milk, whispering, "No more threats while sleeping it, okay?" "Yes, ma'am," he whispered back like a good boy. Then he turned back to his man, totally serious again, but now holding a juice box like it was a loaded weapon. "Back to the docks," he said, slipping slurp. "We'll hit them before dawn." The man just nodded, pretending this was completely normal. You winked at him on your way out, and as the door closed, one of the guards whispered, "Bro's really the devil out there and a toddler at home." Jungkook sipped again, unbothered. "My wife makes the best banana milk deliveries, don't be jealous." John Jungkook, the cold-blooded mafia boss who once burned down an entire warehouse without blinking, was currently wearing dinosaur socks and fake crying on the kitchen floor. The mansion staff didn't know whether to scream or salute. You stood by the sink, sipping your morning tea, pretending not to notice him. "Baby," Jungkook whined from the tiled floor. "You said we'd cuddle after breakfast, but you are just ignoring me." "You are being dramatic," you said without looking at him. "I'm dying. You're pouting. I'm emotionally wounded." You said, turning to see your 6'0" muscle-packed tattooed mafia husband sprawl out like a child. Denied candy, shirt half buttoned, hair messy from sleep, bottom lip jutting out like a toddler. In timeout. The guards outside the kitchen peeked in for the fifth time in 10 minutes. One nudged the other. "Is he pouting again? Bro, last week he cried because she gave the dog more attention." You finally gave in and dragged Jungkook to the couch. He clung to you like a sleepy sloth, legs tangled with yours, his cheek smooshed against your chest as you stroked his hair. He sighed deeply. "This is the life. You act like you didn't threaten someone with a fork 2 nights ago." "Yeah, but that was Tuesday. This is Saturday. I'm retired on Saturdays." You chuckled, kissing the top of his head. "Retired, huh?" He nodded sleepily. Just a husband now. A baby, really. You are my baby." Suddenly, A soft knock came at the door. One of the maids speaking. Boss, the new recruit is here for training. Jungkook groaned without moving. Tell him to wait. I'm on my way. Sir? Pillow. He shouted after her, but she was already gone, red in the face. You smacked his arm, laughing. John Jungkook, you're unbelievable. He grinned. But you still love me. You sick, looking at the giant baby in your lap. Unfortunately, I do. He kissed your palm, whispering like it was a secret only for you. Lucky me. The mansion was quiet. The rain tapped gently against the windows, and the storm outside was nothing compared to the one brewing in your bedroom. You stood by the closet, arms crossed, trying to steady your breath. Jungkook was sitting on the edge of the bed, head hanging low, fingers clutching and unclutching his jeans. You had fought, really fought, for the first time in a long while. And it wasn't about blood or bodies or mafia enemies. It was about you, your heart, your needs, the thing he sometimes forgot when he slipped too far into the darkness of his empire. You promised me, you said quietly, voice thick. You promised this life wouldn't swallow you whole. I know, Jungkook said, almost broken. I know I did, baby. And I'm sorry. You looked at him. His eyes were red, not from anger, but from holding back the tears only you ever got to see. I heard when you come home hurt. You whispered. You smile like everything's fine, but I can see the bruises. You hide them like I don't notice, like I don't feel them. Jungkook looked up, his voice cracked. I just wanted to protect you, to be strong enough for you. I thought if I kept it all inside, you wouldn't have to carry it. You sat beside him, slow and gentle. You don't have to protect me from you. He blinked, one tear slipping down his cheek. You reach up and wipe it away. I love the monster, I love the baby, I love every messy, broken, dangerous part of you. But I need all of you, not just what's left after the war outside. His lips tremble. I don't know how to be soft out there, but I only want to be soft for you. You smile softly. Then let me be your safe place. He leaned forward, forehead resting against yours. His hand found your waist, gripping it like if he let go, he'd drawn. I'm sorry, I made you feel alone, he whispered. You are the only thing that ever made me feel like a man, not a weapon. You him softly, slowly, deeply, like you were reminding him that he was more than blood and vengeance. He was yours. Later that night, you were lying in bed, head on his chest, his fingers running through your hair in slow circles. The storm outside had calmed, and in the warm golden light of your bedroom, John Jungkook, feared by empires, worshipped by men, looked down at you and smiled like a boy in love. I'm gonna try harder, he said, for you, for us. No more hiding bruises, no more bleeding alone. You nodded against his chest. Good, because you're mine, and I take care of what's mine. Your temple, pulling the blanket over both of you. Then I guess I'm the luckiest monster in the world. You smile sleepily. No, you're just my baby.